Caltrop is an area denial weapon designed to stop the enemy. The Caltrop is a sturdy, simple, yet effective weapon no matter its position. Its purpose was originally designed to stop elephant and donkey attacks. It graduated to stopping tanks. And now, the Caltrop is your defense against propaganda, polished lies, and manufactured outrage. It's free from counterfeit credibility and synthetic truth. However, inside the walls of the Caltrop, you're going to be forced to think. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop.
Coming down the mountain from the heaven to the hell, the Mike Calderese, the Caltrop, he never stops, so ring the bell. He bring the facts, he's been up every morning till we sleep. He get it deep, Mike Calderese, in your head and in your sheets. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop.
Good evening, and welcome to the Caltrop. I am your host, Michael Calderese. I am your worn-out, destroyed host. My eyes have got to be so horrifically, swollen and closed. They've been up like this, trying to keep them open, plowing snow. I mean, we did, oh man, what was it? From 8 o'clock Sunday night, and I didn't walk in to 6 a.m. Tuesday morning to get back up for about 12 o'clock, to get back in about 4 a.m., to get back up about 12 o'clock, and then putting on the show for you guys today. And let me tell you something. There is no way in hell I was going to miss this show. And I'm going to tell you one thing before the mic's right. I got a call while I was plowing for my good buddy Chris Pollock. Many people don't know. If you don't know Chris Pollock, he is a councilman in Jackson, New Jersey. And he's like, yo, the Tyler video is out, bro. And now here I am. I'm plowing snow, so I couldn't watch it, but I listened to it about 6 times. And I got to tell you something. If you live in Ocean County, if you live in my area, I want everybody to understand something that lives around the world. If you live in Ocean County, that video is monumental to us. If you live in my area, that video perfectly explains what we are up against. And you honestly, if you live somewhere else and you're sitting there and you think we're fucking haters or some shit, I will give anybody, Laura Loomer, because you're going out Tyler pretty hard. Laura Loomer, do you want a tour of Lakewood? Do you want to see the effects, or do you want to sit in your your chair while you're high up on your lion ass journal of fake journalism, and you just want to call names? Do you guys, anybody that wants a tour of Lakewood, I will give you the same exact tour that I gave Tyler, and I'm going to tell everybody what I said. I said this already once in the show, but for all the new listeners, when Tyler came to town, I was talking to friends of mine, and I was talking, to my cousin, most importantly. And I was nervous, bro. You have a YouTuber that's relying on me, really, to give him Lakewood, New Jersey, to highlight the problems of Lakewood, New Jersey. And it's like, what people don't understand is we could have started anywhere. And that was the thing that I realized with the help from my cousin, because I sent him a message and I said, yo, man, where the hell do you think I should take Tyler first? Or where do you think I should take him? And his answer was one word and incredibly simple: anywhere. And I thought to myself, yeah, man, let's just let Lakewood go Lakewood. Let it just go full Lakewood. And you saw full fucking Lakewood in that video. Everybody, if you haven't watched it, I will put the link in the comments after the show. I should have put it in the show description, but I'm exhausted. I've been doing a lot of stuff. I'm going to add all that, but check him out. It's Tyler Oliveira. He has 9 million subscribers on YouTube. This video has already hit 1 million views in like a day and a half. I am getting calls from friends of mine that their kids are like, yo, why is Calderese on Tyler's video? I don't know how this happened. We're going to talk about that in, obviously in the show. We're going to get into a lot more about this because you guys don't even understand. This video just scratched the surface on Lakewood, New Jersey. And I want you to be honest with me. I want you to give me your real feelings about how I came off. Whether they're criticisms, whether they're positives. I want to know how you thought I came off. Did you think I came off as a hater? Did you think I came off as an unbiased dude just spitting fact? I would really love your opinion on it. Put it in the chat, and we are going to, I'll read it out for you. Obviously, last couple of minutes of the show, last 10, 15 minutes, I really want to get in the habit of doing this. Put your questions. If you have anything in there, I can see the YouTube chat and the Rumble chat on my screen. I'll get the Facebook chat up after the monologue. But this is what this show is going to be about, everybody. If you want to know any insider information, what we did, any questions, I'll answer them now because the video's out. I didn't want to talk about a lot of things. I gave you some little things like the Whisperer, Mr. Whispers. You're going to see Mr. Whispers tonight. But we are going to talk Tyler. We're going to talk Lakewood. We're going to talk. What did you hear? A billionaire takeover of a town? A billionaire bragging about taking over a town. A billionaire confirming everything the people of Lakewood, New Jersey, or the people of Ocean County, New Jersey have said. Everything that we have said, he has confirmed. And everything we've been talking about and being called anti-Semites for, he confirmed. So we have a packed show for you tonight, and it's crazy because I talked too long on this opening because I'm excited. I'm excited. What do you want from me? I'm excited. And my dumbass phone has turned off, and I have to somehow turn it on. And now watch this. Now I have to put in my code because now I have to put a code in all the time like an asshole. And there we go. Now I'm back up to the monologue. Now I am back up. But hey, guys, we do have a great show for you tonight. Tyler, Lakewood, a billionaire takeover, welfare abuse. Where's the fraud? Everybody's so hyped up on fraud. I'm telling you, it's an organized crime, and it's organized enough to make favorable laws and buy off politicians and all that stuff. This is what we're exposing. If you didn't understand what that video meant or what Lakewood's all about, because everyone has this fraud thing in their head, tonight we are going to break it all the fuck open, and it's going to feature obviously Tyler and obviously the billionaire and the whole 9 yards. So if we get to it, we'll have the Trump State of the Union. You got to love it. I love it if you guys could clap for me every 4 words. That would be really nice. But let's waste no more time because I've already wasted a lot of time. And let's get the show started with the mics right. Shut the fuck up and listen. This one you better listen to. All right, everybody. Have you ever noticed that the loudest people in the room are always the ones screaming about tolerance? So let's talk in detail about what actually took place the last 2 days. Actually, more like the last month and a half. So Tyler Oliveira goes to Lakewood, New Jersey with a camera, everybody, a camera. Not accusations, not with a mob, not with tanks and bombs, but with questions and curiosity. He really wanted to understand the community, its customs, its culture, Sabos, or however the hell they say it. And yes, the civic issue people have been talking about for years, system abuse. But let's talk about before he even got there. There was panic, text chains blowing up, warnings flying around, media noise, people screaming, "He's coming!" Like it was Paul Revere screaming, "Tyler is coming! Tyler is coming!" And that guy Calderese is with him. Like he was bringing an army instead of a YouTuber with a microphone. Well, he did have an army, so because I was with him. But what was the reaction and why the reaction? If everything is fine, why fear questions? I was right there. I was in the video. And I didn't show up with curiosity like him. I showed up with experience. I've seen this town. I've seen the politics. I've seen the dysfunction. I lived through the changes through the abuse. So I walked through it honestly, with no slurs, no attacks, just reality as I see it. And then the video drops. And like clockwork, outrage, attempts to cancel, sponsors pressured and dropping out and losing a subscription service, then death threats and smears. The same people who say they're victims of hate unleashed incredible hatred on this guy the second he held up a mirror in their face. Because here's the deal. In America, asking questions is not hate. I got news for everybody. Criticism is not violence. Talking about civic problems is not oppression. We are a country founded on argument. We roasted kings and newspapers. We built entire constitution around the idea that speech must be protected, especially the uncomfortable kind. Since when did we decide some conversations are off limits? Since when is any group above criticism? Religious groups get criticized all the time. Corporations get criticized. Politicians, presidents, all get criticized. That's how this works. That's how it's always worked. But now if you speak about real issues, zoning, public funding, law enforcement, public political influence, welfare abuse, and bought off politicians, suddenly you're the villain? How does that work? If you expose abuse, you're accused of being abusive? If you're honest, you're somehow creating hate? No, that's not how any of this works. Hate isn't created by talking about behavior. Hate is created when people feel untouchable. And hate is created when people recognize that others feel untouchable. And here's what really bothers me. It's the intimidation. If your response to questions is threats and cancellations and name calling, you're not defending truth, you're defending control. If you have to silence people instead of debating them, you've already lost. And the wild part about this tactic has worked for a really long time. Label someone, smear them, make them afraid of losing their job, make them afraid of being called a name. And most people will fold. But something's changing, everyone. People aren't afraid of labels anymore. The boy who cried wolf was told to sit down, shut up, and get in a fucking corner. Let the adults talk for a change. When everybody is called hate, eventually the word stops working, and you're seeing it in real time. When every critic is called evil, the accusation loses power. And then, what are you left with? Just the truth, sitting there, untouched. Nobody has attacked what I actually said, have they? Or have they attacked what Tyler even asked? No. They attacked with labels. They attacked the narrative. They attacked the idea of questioning itself. Because debating facts is harder than screaming names and labels. The moment we as a country, or we're in a country, or sorry, we just watched the State of the Union from Donald Trump, where half the room stands and half the room sits. Two Americans staring at each other. And each, in the middle of all of this, there's a bigger question. Do we still believe in free speech as a society? Not the easy speech, not the speech everyone agrees with, the hard speech, the uncomfortable speech, the speech that makes people squirm. Because if we don't, then what are we? If asking questions requires security, if telling the truth risks your livelihood, if discussing civil problems brings threats, what country are we living in? And here's what I know about this. I didn't say anything hateful. I don't think he did. I didn't attack anyone for who they are. I talked about what is actually happening. That's not bigotry. That's citizenship. And I respect Tyler for he chose truth over money. He knew there would be backlash. He posted it anyway. That's courage. You don't have to agree with everything in that video. You don't have to like the tone. But if your instinct is to silence instead of respond, maybe the problem isn't the microphone. Maybe it's what the microphone revealed. I said in that video, we need a common sense of purpose. Well, maybe that purpose is simple. Stop being afraid to speak, everyone. Stop surrendering to public discourse to whoever yells the loudest. Because intimidation only works when people comply. And I am not complying. I'm an American. I believe in open debate. I believe sunlight fixes more than silence ever will. And I believe no group, none of you, gets a permanent shield from scrutiny. Because if talking about the truth brings heat, then maybe the heat was always there. And I got news for everybody. Exposure is coming. Conversation is coming. And I am not going anywhere. I can stand the heat, and I'm not leaving the kitchen. And it's time to feast. So Mike's right. I hope you listened. Did I say feast a little too loud, a little bit too much? Oof! I'm pumped. Listen, I'm pumped. I'm not even trying to joke around with anybody. I am so fired up. I was so excited. I hope you guys saw this when I talked about it originally. I was so excited for this to come out. And I was a little nervous. I was nervous because this guy, he could have done this wrong. He could have, Tyler really could have done this. I'm trying to calm down. He could have done this like other media has done it. He could have went in there, and I think he went in there knowing what to expect because he's seen this already. So he kind of knew what he was going to expose. So did he go in there with a little bit of a slant? Maybe. I think that's accurate. I think that's fair because he already experienced it in real time, in real life. And it's different when you experience it in real life. You heard Conservative Willie, his eyes were like this. I don't even know if I could open them that much right now. Conservative Willie's like, dude, this is insane. When you visit it and so there's a little bit of a slant. But what did he do? I think he did this very, very, very fairly. And I was there with him the entire time. I'm going to tell you right now, guys, the entire theme of this, when he was there talking to people, the question he was asking was, tell me about Friday night into Saturday. What is the Shabos or good, whatever the hell it's called? I can't even say it. I'm drinking tonight. Honestly, I had to have a couple beers because I was ready to either go to sleep or party. And when you're at that thing where it's like, you got to go, you got to party. I'm not partying tonight after watching this, and after actually watching it, I'm not partying. But he was going around asking about Shabbos. He was asking about Fridays. Tell me about what you do on Fridays, because what a lot of people don't realize, in a previous video, he had a guy talking about Fridays, and it was unbelievable. That was where when he was in that one New York City, and that one guy's like, let me tell you about Fridays. It's amazing. And he was like, oh, we get home and our family's there. We just forget about and he made it sound like the most wonderful thing in the world. It was a great pitch and a great representation about what it really actually means on Saturdays. I do like it. When I work for Jewish people, I cannot work on Saturdays. And I like it because I take the day off with them. I'm like, listen, I'm doing your job, so I have to follow Jewish custom. So I take Saturdays off. Now I'm not sitting at home praying, but I'm enjoying the day off. So I like that. I have no problem with it. And that's all this guy was asking. That's all he was asking, by the way. If you have any comments or anything like that, put them in the chat. Let's get. I want to get to some of your. Comments. The Rumble chat and the YouTube's the one that I could see going on nonstop. But let's see. It's Johnny 69 first one in the chat says, "Let's fucking go." Mama Dukes can't believe he's having a show tonight. He has been moving snow for 3 days. Let's go. Let's go is right. Fuck Fernando, dude. New name. I love it. LOL, the whisper from the video is on welfare. I helped him check out the other day. No wonder why he's so you want to see the whisper. This guy, where are you? Where are you? I thought I had the whisperer in here. Oh man, where was he? Where was he? I think I have a video of him. Hold on. Let me just see if I have the whisperer here. He was hysterical because the whisperer, I told you guys this. The whisperer would come around and he would, and everybody would turn in to a fucking zombie and they would leave. Everybody, let me introduce you to Mr. Whispers.
It's a great place. Always welcome here.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
Yeah, we've got it's welcoming for the most part. A few guys are fired up. We try to give them the chance to speak, have a conversation, do a little. Pss.
Okay, on.
What whisper did we miss?
Nothing. I gotta go now, but
I love it. To a T. A guy gets a whisper, then he goes quiet. Would you like to say anything? How you doing? Or with this guy whispering in his brethren's ears, he comes up when they're talkative and sweet, and he goes psst, 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 and then they stop talking. It is miraculous. Tyler, good to meet you. What's your name?
If I say something good, you're gonna put it on?
Let's go. So we just met up with the guy. He was like pissed off that we like come around here and explore. This guy's killing me, dude. The psst, psst. This is he's treating you like a child.
So good, the whole world's gonna laugh so nice. I know.
This is pathetic. He's treating you like a child. Who is this guy?
Why are you guys
This
being
is
told what to say?
pathetic. Let the man speak. Okay, does that not look like suspicious activity?
Why is there so much secrecy if you have nothing to hide?
Why would he do that? He's the head whisperer. All right, tell me what you're gonna say.
How much money everyone makes in this town? Crazy amount.
What? Mr. Whispers? And he was just following us, bro, just cheesing. He was just sitting there, he's a tall ass motherfucker too. Everyone, put it this way, everybody's taller than me, right? Because I'm 5'8", bro. So I everyone's tall besides that little kid, right? Besides
Any person from any race has a right to have children.
Why do I have to pay for it? That's all I'm asking. Why do I have to pay for it? Answer that.
Elon Musk has 12 kids. Why can't I have 12 kids?
he pays for it.
Your story point over here is that people can't have children if they can't afford them.
You should not have more kids than you can afford. You're arguing that I should pay for your kids.
I'm not arguing that I should have kids.
You are.
I'm arguing that the government said.
No, that's our money. I pay taxes. Dude, he made me look tall, bro. I was like, damn. I look tall. Everyone's going to look, the camera's facing up. Dude, I look like I'm 6'7". And I'm not, dude. That's called trick photography, everyone. But yeah, dude, you had Mr. Whispers. And Mr. Whispers, I saw Mr. Whispers and the one rabbi that told us we weren't welcome there, if you remember that one. The one rabbi was kind of telling everybody what to do. All of a sudden, cameras started recording us. Mr. Whispers came and he talked to people over and over and over. It was unbelievably hysterical. Ooh, Chief Queef? Is that Chief Queef? Dude, that is how you come into a chat, Chief Queef. How was hanging with Tyler? Yeah, okay, so, dude, that's an awesome question if everyone wants to hear this, right? So, watching him work was awesome, right? Because he was kind of like a no-nonsense, cool director that knew exactly what he wanted to see, things that popped at certain signs and Yiddish. It was like, film that, get a shot of that. And it was like some of the things. So he had two different camera guys there that were with us the entire time. But he also has two different 360 cams, right? So he has the 360 cam coming here and he has the 360 cam on the post. So you think that you're not on camera when you're standing off cam, but everything's getting recorded. Everything around him is getting recorded. And when I tell you that we're talking about a super, super legit setup, right? I mean, they had three different cameras there, minimum 3 or 4 cameras there that were 10 G's each. They had $1,000 data cards in these things, so to where they could record all of it with the audio, with the video. Everything had a mic. So every camera had a mic, I was mic'd up the entire time. There was basically one dude taking B-roll footage and I was B-roll footage. So, they could have called me B-roll the entire time. They didn't. It was, watching it all work and watching the guys it was an absolute professional thing. And the guys were wearing masks because they didn't want anybody to know who they were. And the camera guys were unbelievably not involved. If you could feel me, like when we were there, you didn't even realize the camera guys were shooting where they were shooting. If for whatever reason I didn't see them, they were like ghosts somehow, and they weren't little people. They were not little dudes. The one camera guy was a big black dude. I was having a good time with him, and he was a lot of fun. Me and him, we really enjoyed each other's company, dude. But it was serious. He went there clearly with something in mind about what he wanted to work with, if you could feel what I'm saying. Because Dude, he had to have that one camera alone had to run for 7 straight hours on the one day. And then he interviewed me. So all the cuts that you see where I'm being interviewed, something like this. Let's see. Let's get to it. We'll play one of them. So one of the cuts where I was playing interview, here we go, selling votes.
His donor to his reelection campaign wasn't $1 million.
Hold on. I'm going to get to that in a second, but you could see where he was at, right? So that meeting with Richie Roberts, I think, lasted about 6 hours overall. When I went to interview with him, it was about 2.5 hours. And one of the things I noticed was, first off, the guy is very, very, very smart. He is a very smart person, because he would ask me the same question kind of over and over, but in a different way to try to get me a different response. And when I noticed that he started doing that, I kind of started ramping up the fun. And honestly, it's weird because it was very easy to interview with him. The questions, everything came very naturally. He's very good at it. And when he was asking them, I kind of, sports people understand this. I don't want to say I caught a zone, but all of a sudden it felt like I was in the middle of a football game and I started scoring. You know what I'm saying? Where all of a sudden everything was going right, and everything I was saying, I heard the camera guys. The only time you saw them, they were laughing at shit I said, and it was I was making them laugh. I was kind of interacting with them, and all of a sudden, I felt myself moving. The part that ended it, that was so awesome. I closed out the show, and do I have that one with me? I'm not sure if I actually have that one on it, but I closed out the show. I couldn't believe that he put that as the final. I don't think I put that. I don't think I got that in the show because I posted it. And I don't want to play. I don't want to repeat some of the things that I posted. But he closed out the show with the common sense of purpose, and I got to tell you, man, it was absolutely incredible. But yeah, I mean, that was basically it. Then we went and did dinner afterwards, a place that's right across the street from where they were staying. I guess I could say it now. They were staying in Seaside. So everything you see, the way they had the camera set up, the lights, everything was so incredibly professionally done. And the fact that he was able to go through all that footage, I mean, had to be 24 plus hours of 360 footage. Now, he was always a little bit late, which I figured, and I'm always a little bit late too. So it was Saturday morning, he's all right, bro, how about this? 10 o'clock, we'll get going. Hey, we're going to push it back to 12. I'm all right, I'm cool. It's frozen outside. When we did this, it was 6 degrees too, by the way. It was freezing on that Friday, and the entire world was out there. I got totally random, dude. I love these new names, man. Really appreciate it. Do me a favor, new names. Finger the fuck out of my like button. It loves it. It loves your finger only. And just the tip of it, man. Just try it. You may like it. I know I certainly do. I definitely do. I love your comment about paying for the dude's kids. Thanks, man. What was the deal with the police, Lakewood, Jackson, and the Jewish police? That's a really good question, man. This is what I want, guys. Fire these questions out if you have any questions about this video, because it's I want everyone to have full understanding of what we did. I am not them. I am not going to hide from anything. There's no question I'm not going to answer. There is no Mr. Whispers that's going to shut me up. Nothing. I'm a wide open book. Ask them. What's the deal with the police, Lakewood, Jackson, and the Jewish police? Okay. I can tell you about Lakewood. Lakewood, it's a town. Let me just put it this way before I can fully answer the police question about Lakewood. It's a town that has $250 some odd million in debt for the school system. It's another $112 million that they borrowed in the municipal. So they're totally in debt over $350 million. But somehow they have police officers. And I'm going to tell you something. The majority of the Lakewood police officers, I know them. They're really good dudes. There's a lot of them that are on that force. Even the ones that came, if you notice the cool cops that were there, they're being called because they're trying to go to church and we had a drone flying over and shit. So I understand why the cop came out, because while everyone was going to church, there was definitely a drone flying over their head. All right, taking video. What was really cool is when one of the Hastola, that's the all volunteer ambulance service, right? When that came ripping by, they sent this drone up, and they were following the Hastola ambulance with the drone until they got to the hospital, and then they kind of pulled it back. It was crazy, but I say all that to say this. The Lakewood cops were there, and they kept getting called. So every time they get called, they had to go out. And you know how it is. They're going to question you. They're going to act like they're doing their job because they have to save face in the community. A community that pays them a lot of money in overtime. And that's just the reality of it. You know, they have no money, but they pay the cops a shit ton of fucking money. They paid one cop. I'm not saying they, okay? I don't want to say they. But one Lakewood police officer made $386,000 in 1 year. He made $309,000, $312,000, and $386,000 for over $1 million in 3 years, right, Guzman? And then the best part about it is there's 5 of them. So it's almost any given year the town of Lakewood is paying one family almost $1 million a year. One dude, $300,000 consistently. 4 different officers made 300 G's. They have more off-duty road work because of all the construction than you could possibly imagine. So what do you think? When these people call on a Friday night and say there's a guy out here with a camera just asking me questions, these cops have to show up like, hey. Now, the Jackson police are a whole different story. They're a whole different story because now Jackson, whoever sent that guy out from Jackson to pull them over, that happened. So that happened first. He came. A lot of people don't know this, right? So Tyler flew in for a day and a half before the storm. We got that big crazy ice storm like 3 weeks ago, and that was the week that Tyler wanted to come in and record this. Was right then. The problem was he actually wanted to come in the week before it. Chris Pollock couldn't meet with him, and I couldn't meet with him because it was warm, and I had to get the last bunch of work that I had in, before it completely froze me out. So I said we could do it that next week. Well, then they had that giant snowstorm. But what he did was he flew in, he interviewed Chris Pollock, and all of a sudden it got around that somehow these people knew that he came to town. I mean, let that percolate in your fucking brain for a second. Did it percolate? These people knew that he landed, knew where he went, knew that he was meeting with Chris Pollock. How? How did this get out? It's not like he came in and he stayed in a town that was like 3 towns over from Lakewood. It was like it really is a good 40-minute drive from where he stayed. No, it's not that far, but trying to get from Seaside all the way to Lakewood's a nightmare, and Lakewood traffic is horrible. But that's what you're talking about. You're talking about a guy that kind of goes through that. But where the hell was I? There's so much coursing through my head right now. There's a lot. But yeah, so he stayed far. But the cops, I mean, how they knew he was there, that's a different story. But then they pulled him over as he was leaving. So he came into town, interviewed Chris, left, then flew back in to meet with Jenna, obviously, who did great in the show, to go actually, to the abyss of Lakewood, New Jersey. Like he went to what they want. Like this is the ideal thing. What that is there's a whole bunch of apartments around it. And there's a shopping center in the middle of that. It's just the craziest situation. You have so many people packed into one area. You have so many cars packed into one area. And when those cars let out, it's unbelievable amounts of cars. It's unbelievable amounts of traffic. And this is what, but this is what people really, really don't understand about what happened. But yeah, as far as the Jackson police, they sent the worst guy out there. It just shows you guys the power that this group has. It has to bring you alarm that they were trying to come after him from the second he landed. They knew he landed. How powerful are you that you know someone lands? Who's behind stuff like that? Well, there was this guy, if you saw it in there, this guy Richie Roberts. Let's play a little bit of him. This is what I was gonna post before. But this is like 2 minutes and 14 seconds. And I have to play this for you. Okay. I have to play this for you because, and I have a lot of questions because he asked a lot of really good questions with this Richie Roberts guy, but this is a billionaire, and this is a billionaire that bragged to him that he toppled. Did you hear those words? He toppled the Jackson government. So if he could topple the Jackson government, you asked about the cops. Do you think these cops aren't going to snap to anytime one of them calls? Do you think they're not going to go with their bullshit? I'm a tough guy, fucking, and I've been beat up through my whole high school, and now I'm going to come and I put a badge on. They picked that guy to go talk to Tyler. Why? Because these people have immense power, and it's power that nobody wants to talk about because it's not popular. It's not, nationwide. But this guy has nationwide influence. This guy gave Donald Trump a lot of money. This guy organized a lot of money going to Donald Trump. This guy was on the Israel Council in 2016 with Donald Trump. And this is him.
Lakewood, you don't even live in Jackson. Why do you even get involved?
What happened was this act of discrimination against the Orthodox Jews in Jackson was going on for about a year. And I had people calling me from Jackson with like anonymous numbers, Orthodox Jews, because they were afraid for their safety. We're generally not violent people. If we have to defend ourselves, we will. And I think a substantial number of people in Lakewood now own guns.
Why?
Why?
They became fearful.
Oh, yes, because the rise of anti-Semitism and the attacks on Jews. After about a year of them calling me, I really couldn't take it anymore. They're suffering.
Why did you topple the government?
I told you
why.
How
did you do it with ease?
Oh, it was not with ease. It was a tremendous amount of work. Okay. Agent in Manhattan, trying to get the stories out to the press. And then I met with this political group, like I said, who ran senatorial campaigns. We got the cell phone numbers of all the people in Jackson, and we planned to text. We started a website called FamiliesForJacksonJustice.org. By the way, I've since abandoned the website. Anti-Semites took it over. It's like when the Republican Club, which was vehemently anti-Semitic and run by the mayor of Jackson, had a U.S. Senate candidate, Republican candidate, there for their meeting. I had spies inside the organization, non-Jews, who were telling me what was going on. So the Republican Club, they had their senatorial candidate about to speak. We then texted to everyone in Jackson 5 minutes before he spoke, here's this new website exposing the religious discrimination. I had it populated with all kinds of information, statements. The mayor of Jackson had been voice recorded, not by me, but it was sent to me, where he was asked by the chairman of the Ocean County Republican Party if these were churches, would we be opposing them? He said, absolutely not. It was discrimination against Jews. They were going crazy with all the things I was doing, putting pressure on them. There was fighting going on among the elected political people. Resignations had started. And then I put out the ad on Fox News.
New developments in that deadly attack.
Whoa. I mean, this is a guy that just told you in detail how he took out a government, and we wonder why the cops are acting the way they are. Does everyone understand what the fuck is taking place here? Does everyone understand that guy was sitting there and painting himself as a villain in a damn Batman movie? I don't know how you felt about him afterwards, but if you drank every time he said anti-Semitism, I think that's a great idea. I would have been killing cans of beer, which I should be doing. But that's the guy. What did you hear from this guy? The rise of anti-Semitism. This is what everybody has to understand about this community. I'm being very serious with you. They create the hate by doing the things that they do. In my area, everything that I spoke about, building on lots, and these are factual things which make people not like that group of people. It's not just, hey, we don't like you because of how you look. It's we don't like you because how you act, how bad you are as a neighbor. Jewish people are supposed to be good neighbors. They are horrific neighbors to us. And that's why we don't like them. And not all of them, but as a group. As a group of people, it's sad, but it's true. And when you do things over and over and over and over again, you create the rise in anti-Semitism that, guess what? You then thrive off of. You then use. You then say over and over and over and over and over and over again, because this has been a way that you have gotten away with everything that you've ever done. Oh, there's the rise in anti-Semitism. And because of that rise in anti-Semitism, how did he take over a whole town after they took over another town? So this is town number 2, everybody. Out of the 6 towns around this area that don't want to be taken over, this is town number 2. They already got one. One town, Lakewood, is 90% Jewish. They want Jackson to be that way, and then they want Howell to be that way, and then they want Brick to be that way. Do I sound like some crazy Palestinian in Gaza right now who just got their fucking house, their home blown up? This is what everybody has to understand about what's taking place, and this is what you heard about this guy. What did you hear from him? I took over the town, and it took a lot of work. They brought in a Washington campaign crew that runs Senate campaigns in a local town, going up against people like Chris Pollock, who spent 10 G's on his campaign. $10,000 versus a Washington crew. I had spies in the Republican club. I had the chairman, and I think the chairman's the one that recorded the mayor, but somebody asked him if this was Christians, would you do it? And the mayor just responded. And you ask me that the mayor and this chairman weren't in on it? Well, guess what? I know the fucking chairman he's talking about, George Gilmore. He's the biggest piece of shit in Ocean County. He's the problem. He's the one that's behind all of the problems in Ocean County. I don't know how this guy still has power. He's a felon who got pardoned by Trump. He's a disgraced lawyer, but somehow he still runs major political campaigns like Bill Spady is. Somehow he gets in, and all of his people get in on the commissioners. Why? Because none of us vote in these off elections, do we? Jackson, you have an off election coming up. Are you going to sit home and let people like this run your election, spend all the money so they can outvote you on off elections? This is how this happens. This is how people like George Gilmore get in. That I think, allegedly, who recorded it? Oh, you're just asking this question and it just magically gets recorded? And it ends up in this billionaire's hands who just happens to give you campaign donations? After you've been pardoned by Donald Trump? After everyone knows you're a piece of shit felon? This is what's going on, everybody. This is what Tyler exposed. This is why everybody in Ocean County is like up in arms, rejoicing. We have to get this out everywhere. Because this is what we're facing. This is what we're up against. This is the problem. It's not no damn rise in anti-Semitism. It's a rise in special favor. It's a rise in you steamrolling at the biggest, fastest pace we've ever seen the population next to you, while not wanting to even give a shit about anybody around you. And to prove the point, the school that you guys completely neglect. You know, when Richie Roberts said, "Oh, we pay all of our property taxes," then why is your schools $252 million in debt while you have all of your private schools, besides one, properly funded? Can you tell me that? If you're paying all of your taxes, if you don't have how many buildings that are now 501c3 not paying taxes, if you don't have all these things going on, why is the school broke? And don't talk to me about spending school funding formula. And you know who occupies those schools, everybody? The lowest, poorest people among them. The minorities, mostly Hispanic, mostly black in that school. The schools around us have 19 different languages. That school has a lot of different languages. But you have the Hispanic population that is getting railroaded while this guy sits on his high horse saying, no, we pay all our school taxes. Then why are they broke? You have how many millions of dollars? You guys brag about all this charity. Did you hear that part? Why don't you talk about all the charity that goes on in Lakewood? Why is the charity only going one way, people? Why is it only going to one community? You have no charity for the Hispanic population in your town? You're that type of neighbor? You have no charity for the kids that need an education? Oh, it's not a Jewish education. It's a secular one? These people, when you play this stuff, when you just sit back and look at it, they would not be responding how they did if they had a good argument. If you weren't racist, if you didn't treat other people horribly, if you didn't only care about your community and nobody else, you cannot claim you care about America while you're taking over Americans. You can't do it. I'm sorry. And this is what everybody is exposing. This is what was exposed in Tyler's video. And let me play one more of this. This is a great question by Tyler. This is what I love about this kid. And he's a kid. He's like 25 years old. I was so impressed with him, but check this out.
They create the double standard. They create the animosity between two groups. And when I say they, I mean governments and people that buy off politicians to make favorable laws, because a lot of the shit they do is legal because they bought the politicians to make it legal.
Do you think residents in Jackson who do not want Jackson to be majority Jewish or to look, feel, and sound like Lakewood, do you think that is anti-Semitic?
Well, people have a right to freedom of speech and freedom of their opinion, even if they're going to be bigoted.
Do you think that's bigoted, though, right? Because I imagine you don't want this place to be Islamic.
Only because the radical Islamists want to kill us. Other than that, I have no problem.
And they're radical Jews and they're radical Christians, right?
Which Orthodox Jews are radical Jews that want to hurt people?
Many people could argue there are distinct sects of Judaism that are marginalized.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, you wouldn't want Lakewood to become predominantly Muslim. Radicalism aside, though, right?
Right.
Just like Jackson residents don't want it to be predominantly Jewish.
So if a Muslim wants to buy a house here and pay way more than what the house would sell outside of our community because of the fact that the prices go up and we come in, they're free to do it. And
yeah, but I just don't think it's bigoted for you to not want it to be predominantly Muslim. Why would you? You're Jewish.
So Jackson Strong.
You just heard a guy who called us bigots for the entire time he was talking to Tyler. And what did Tyler do? Tyler exposed him as a bigot. You cannot make this shit up. Would you want this to be majority Jewish town or majority Muslim town? Fuck no. Oh, so another religion can't come in and build what you're doing in that town. But you can. And everybody else is the problem. You're not a bigot against Muslims. No, because they want to kill you. Every Muslim wants to kill you, Richie. Every single one of them. I thank you, Rich. I thank you. I thank you for showing your face. I thank you for doing all of this. I thank you for putting a face to the person that just was doing all the things that everybody in Ocean County was screaming that was taking place while being called an anti-Semite. Thank you for being the guy to tell us it's all true. Thank you for showing your face and say you're the one that's the problem. Thank you for giving me somebody to go after. Now I know it's you. What are you going to do, Rich? You going to send the IRS on me? Or are you going to call up your buddy? You're going to call up the DOJ? It's going to be funny if I get audited out of nowhere, isn't it? It's going to be awesome. Can't wait for that phone call, Rich. Because we know how you operate now, right? We know how you operate. And if you think that the mayor of Jackson, in my opinion, if you don't think this was all orchestrated by that guy, because what did he say afterwards, everybody? He said, oh, me and the mayor now we're best friends. He was an anti-Semite there, but don't worry, I reformed his ass. And now we're bestest friends. And he came crawling back to the Jewish community. And guess what we did? We gave him all of those votes. And how's that not corrupt? I think I asked a pretty good question here.
Just donor to his re-election campaign wasn't a million.
He becomes an ally to the Orthodox Jewish community.
He becomes not bigoted against us.
It's the Jewish vote. This is another form of corruption. Imagine if I said, hey, I'm going to give you this amount of money and you do this. Okay, you can't do that. But if I could say, hey, I'm going to deliver you 50,000 votes that are all going to vote for you. So take Jack Ciattarelli in New Jersey. They were bragging that all of the Vlads got together, all the Jewish Vlads got together, and were voting for Jack Ciattarelli, and they did so with like 97%. That voting bloc doing that now says, like, what they do is they take that and say, hey, we got all these votes, and we're going to all vote for you, but what are you going to do for us? And if you don't vote with us, we're going to take all of these votes, and we're going to put our support behind somebody else. It's what they tried doing to Chris Pollock. I know, because I spoke to the dude who basically said it. They said it very arrogantly, where it was like, oh, we have 6,500 Jewish votes in Jackson. He is not winning. That's what they said to me.
Yeah, he won.
And he didn't just win. He won by a landslide.
Won by a damn landslide. But do you see, everyone, do you see what's happening here? And you have to think, and this is what I want everybody just to open up your mind on. I am not someone who hates people by who they are. I don't. But I am someone who will tell you what you're doing wrong. If I tell myself what I'm doing wrong, I'm going to tell you what you're doing wrong. And I tell myself what I did wrong all the damn time. But I'm not someone who takes this shit. So when you're doing something wrong, it has to be exposed. It has to be spoken about. It has to be talked about. You cannot let people like this Richie Roberts monopolize the conversation, monopolize calling you names. And then right there, you get called all these names and everyone just folds. And I mean, and what did you hear with this guy? What did you hear with him? They buy all these votes. They make everything they're doing legal. Why do you think like everyone's, oh yeah, I thought you came to expose fraud because Nick Shirley did that. The fraud is embedded in the system, everybody. The fraud's embedded there. The fraud is in the buying of the politicians. It's in what this guy, Richie Roberts, has been doing. He's been spending money to take over towns. And if it's happening, and I lost my train of thought before, but if it's happening locally, if it's happening on this type of scale right now, and I'm talking about it honestly, how many other people are being honest about what's taking place worldwide? Are all of us really just anti-Semitic? I have to ask everybody that God's honest question. Or is there a legitimate reasoning for why people feel a certain way? And you know what? I am trying to find a way where we could coexist. I've been trying to find a way where can we, like, the people of non-Jewish people of Ocean County have compromised. We've bent over backwards. We've bent till we've broken. And the compromise never comes on the other side. And I'm trying to find, is there a way where anybody can compromise? Are you going to give up anything your God tells you to do, or any culture or anything to coexist with us? And this dude, again, 100% confirms no.
Send our children to religious schools because of the values that are taught in the secular schools. If there are population changes, schools consolidate. We're not the first place that's happened, nor the last place.
The Jewish community is extreme.
So what'd he say? What'd he say? Did I play it right? Because I was reading some comments. But what they don't want homosexuality. They don't want a lot of the things that they think are secular in nature. And I'm sorry to say this, Richie, but if I was to do the voice to you, I would kind of do it a little fruity. I'm not saying you're a homo, but I'd say you almost seem like you're a homo category. Hi, Tyler. This is Richie Roberts. I was the one that toppled the Jackson government. Almost sounds familiar, doesn't it? I'm sorry. I'm just breaking your balls. I'm just breaking your chops. I think we have someone in the Rumble or the YouTube chat that has a problem with me. Let's see. Yisrael. This is a non-Jewish name, I think. Roels Bergberg. In communist countries, it's families of high-ranking party members. The difference is that this influence is usually only used for family and close friends. I don't know what you just said right there, buddy. Chief Queef. I love Chief Queef, man. Chief Queef is probably the best. They probably knew he was coming to town because of Pegasus. Okay, I don't know the fuck Pegasus. Every society has the people who pull strings and get more privileges with other. In America, it is billionaires and families of politicians. That's Goldberg. In the Jewish community, we look out for each other. So someone with influence shares it with the whole community. Now, you look out for only yourself, Berg. You look out for only yourself. You don't look out for anybody else but yourself, and you wonder why everybody hates you. I don't want to come off like that. I'm just fucking with you. Because I want everybody to I want to have fun with this, honestly, too, but you do say hate all the damn time. Everyone hates us. Everyone hates us. Why does everybody hate you? Maybe you start thinking about it. I mean, maybe we start thinking about stuff like this, except they won't. So maybe you solve the problem by caring about each other. Yes, that's what happens. It says maybe you should also get non-Jewish wealthy people to share the influence with you and help fight the fight. Get our Lupa repealed, etc., etc. Listen, man, I've said it. I think everybody needs common sense and purpose. I'm with you. I think there's a lot to learn from the society. I've said it. It's funny because I came off pretty damn even-handed, if you ask me. Chief Queef, love it. I love your message, bro. I'm Dominican and Puerto Rican ethnically and lived in Pine Lake for 20-plus years. I love my community, but it's changing. Yeah, man. Yeah, I grew up with you. I grew up in Brick, New Jersey. My cousins grew up in Pine Lake Park. I spent a lot of time in Pine Lake Park, dude. It is changing, and it's forced change. And wait till your grocery store changes, because they need critical mass, not critical mass of people, critical mass of them, so they could change your grocery store to a kosher store. And then you're forced into a theocracy, and everyone wonders why I fight back about it so hard. Everyone wonders why I'm pushing what I do so hard, because I don't want to live in a forced theocracy. I don't need critical mass. I see what critical mass is, Richie Roberts. It's what Tyler just exposed in his video. That's critical mass. Oh, and I have to show you this part. There's one part of this video that I really want to explain. And I'm going to be going over, so I apologize. I'm glad everybody's with me. Thank you. By the way, hey, if you can, check out all my pages, Center Cut Media on Rumble, Center Cut Media on YouTube, and finger the fuck out of my like button, of course. Let's go. This happens when we were filming. I told everybody that we filmed an accident. And I thought they got the accident. Maybe they didn't want to put it on, but I thought they got the accident actually on camera. But it was a person hitting a minivan. The minivan took off, and then they went into a snow pile. One of the things that I'm going to get to that. Let me play it. Sorry. That was the wrong one. That was... Sorry, I hit the wrong button. I started writing shit down, and I'm listening to sirens like, wait a second, this isn't the right one. But it kind of sounded right because you had the Jewish police that I didn't tell you about. I'll tell you that in a second.
That the cops are being called so often, they're just going to follow us around all day. Land of the free, home of the brave. And then I stumbled upon a kosher collision. Another example of Lakewood's infamously terrible driving. We were just showing how densely traffic it is out here, how much traffic there is. We wanted to show some of the driving differences out here.
I don't think you're saying a few statements. This has nothing to do with dense driving.
Oh, what does it have to do with bad driving skills or snow?
It was totally because of the snow.
Fair.
It was a miscommunication. But
That's fair.
I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
That's not what happened. There were actually no one on the road.
Totally fair, okay. You need help getting pushed? All right, all right.
Why are you making up a story? Because you need a documentary. There was not one car in sight by accident.
Oh, you just hit the wall.
That's it.
You didn't hit anyone?
No.
Do you need help getting pushed?
I'm fine.
Okay, we're gonna get out of here. Oh, you're good. Different than anyone else.
You need a job.
I agree.
You're good. There's not one car in sight. There's not one car in sight when I hit this snow. Just randomly hit this snow. Not one car in sight. This is Lakewood, New Jersey. When he said there's not one car in sight, 9 cars drove past you in that time frame. We watched this accident happen. And then the craziest part about this whole experience is the Hastola and the Shavrum, whatever the fuck those people are. It's like the Hastola is the ambulance group, the Shavrum is the cop group. All of a sudden, sirens start going, bro. And now me, like, we watched this accident happen. Tyler throws it in park in the middle of Lakewood. In the Friday at 3:30 in the middle of Lakewood. If you can't even comprehend the mayhem that's going on at Friday at 3:30 in the middle of Lakewood, New Jersey. He throws it in park and stops the entire street. They get out with their cameras and they go running. This guy just got in an accident. And it's like, hey, does a driving suck in New Jersey? What do you think? So I do kind of feel bad for that guy because, typically you don't have a camera in your face every day. But Lakewood went full Lakewood. And perfect. It was unbelievable. Like everything I told Tyler that we were going to experience, we experienced. It was mind-blowing. But then what did you hear? You heard the guy flat out deny that an accident took place. No. There wasn't one car in sight. No, I'm telling you, it's this snow. It's this snow. I hit this snowbank. I don't know why I just did an Adam Sandler impression. Maybe because he's Jewish. But this is a problem, and I want everybody this again. If you're not from the area and you're watching Tyler's video, what do everybody complain about? This is what happens: get in an accident in Lakewood and be not Jewish. What happens? The Hastola police come. I'm sorry, I didn't even finish this story, but I'm gonna get to it. The Hastola police come, which they sound exactly like the regular police. Their sirens are coming. I was standing in the middle of the road, like, guys, we got to get the hell out of here. But what happens if you get in an accident and you're a Jewish person and non-Jewish person? You have the Jewish people show up first. You have the ambulance service and you have the Jewish cops come up. Then what you have are the Jewish eyewitnesses. So this person, you could be rear-ended in Lakewood, New Jersey. When the cops finally show up, because the Lakewood cops came 10 minutes after the volunteer ones did, when the cops finally show up, you could be rear-ended and you will have 10 people saying, no, they are the problem. They stopped. Blaming it on you. Telling the cops that they seen the entire thing. Lying their asses off. It happens over and over and over. And what did you see there? Oh, no. I just went into a snowbank. But guess what? When the cops finally came there, this is the best part about this. The cop looks at us and says, can you get the hell out of here? I have a hit and run investigation to do. Well, we had cameras running. Officer, if you are really doing an investigation of a hit and run, wouldn't you want to talk to the person who recorded the damn thing? No? I guess not. So what type of investigation are you doing? Oh, just there to get us out of the way. Now I get it because there was a problem, but you were late to the scene, and the other ones came up first. Let's see if there's any other comments in the chat I'll get to because I know we're running late. Camerado, I love this. I love these new names, man. I try to make Saturday the only day I drive through Lakewood to get to how. Otherwise, I take the back roads. You're not kidding. Problem is the back roads are getting busy too, right? It's like spreading. I used to take Cross Street through Lakewood, and that was like the back road. And now, good Lord, you can't even get down that road. But you're not bullshitting, Kim. I mean, you're not. And you know what's funny? Because I told Tyler, I said, yo, man, just drive through Lakewood on a Saturday and notice a difference. No, you will. If it takes you an hour to get to, Freehold from Brick or whatever it is going through Lakewood, it's going to take you 35 minutes. It cuts it in half because there's no traffic. Seems like the lights are better, everything. Oh, and you take Lanes Mill. Yeah, Lanes Mill, that's the best. Dash cam, baby, front and rear. Let's go. Greg, 383, love it. Friday nights, that's called Russia-Homa. That is called Russia-Homa. Chief Queef, all good. Pegasus is spyware that can be installed into your phone without your knowledge, and they can see everything you're doing. You know what it is? They probably got, oh, man, you know what, man? Now I want to get rid of all the group chats I'm in because I bet they know exactly what I'm doing. I bet they already own my phone. They already own my phone. What are you going to do? Totally Random says it's more like reverse racism. First to accuse without any basis. Yeah, I mean, it's 100%, except they won't. So maybe you should solve that problem caring about each other. I think you did it already. Let's check out some Rumble chats. We have a lot of people in the chat, man. Love this. It's been a great show. Only the tip of the iceberg says, fuck Fernando. Love it, dude. You guys have got some great names. Fuck Fernando says, if you know about it, pay no attention to the wannabe cops. They are not paid with your tax dollars like a private security in public. It means nothing. Mom Murray, 66. So here's the problem. That's not exactly true, right? Because they fill up with the government gas tank. There's government grants out there for these programs. There's many. So there's competing hastola for government grants in Lakewood. Yes, I'm talking about all volunteer services that because they respond to not Jewish people as well, they'll respond to really anybody. That's the truth. Then they are entitled to grants. So they get millions of dollars in fuel. Okay. And you have competing hastola in Lakewood that are competing for that government money. So it's not 100%. It's not 100% true, Mama Murray, to the that we don't pay for them. We 100% pay for them in some capacity. And I'm telling you, the amount of money that's taken out, like how can a community have their own schools, their own cops, their own ambulance, their own everything, and have plenty of money for everything while towns suffer? If anybody can figure that one out, I love it. Jay Will says every criticism is hate. You're not even kidding. You are not kidding. It's Johnny 69. Or Mama Murray says at least many New Egypt farmers sign that agreement. They can sell, but it has to stay a farm for 99 years. Yeah, man, that's awesome. You got to love it. Love the new names in the chat. Mama Murray, they have a very strange culture. Jay Will says they have a very strange culture. And let's get to the last of the Facebook chats. Yitzy Cats. Hey, Yitzy. You always do this, buddy. I've challenged you to come on the show many times. I could put you, there's a little box here. You could sit right next to me. We could have a conversation. Yitzy Cats is always there going, give me an example of your lies. I say no lies. How about this? If what I said, anybody, this is a challenge to everybody in the Jewish community, including you, Yitz. Come on, and I will let you tell me what I said that was inaccurate. Can you do it? Can you do it without calling me a name? Can you do it without labeling, without deflection? Can you actually prove anything of what Tyler or what I said or what Chris Pollock said or what Jenna Glarza said or what the people up in New York said? It's funny how everyone has the same story, isn't it? It's funny how everybody has the same story. Lisa, love it. Lisa, she big supporter. Really appreciate you. Lisa La, I'll call her Lisa La says, Yitzy, stop defending what's not defendable. Stephen Anthony says, Cross Street. I love it. I love it. Yitzy Cat says, you saw them responding lights and sirens to an accident. Yeah, man, blowing lights. Yes, I did. I saw fake cops and volunteer ambulance workers, which I have no problem with the Hastola, besides the fact that you get government money. Sorry, you're volunteer service. You shouldn't get government money. I don't care. I do have a problem that you have your own everything outside of the community, and your community suffers because of it, while you guys thrive. That's just the fact. Let's see. Mariah says they lie. Saw it on Route 9 years ago. You're not even kidding. This shit happens all the time. Mariah, again, love it. Mariah, she is by the way, if you want to sell a home in New Jersey. Check out Mariah. I believe you're Mariah, right? You're a real estate agent. My brain has been going crazy. So if I got that wrong, I'm sorry. Blame it on the alcohol. And then I've been up for like the last 70 hours straight or whatever it is. Jeff says Richie is deaf, DEF, light in the loafers. Oh, he's definitely light in the loafers. Let me tell you something, Mr. Jeff Nemeth. You're just an anti-Semite. You're just full of hate. You are just full of it, my man. Stop it. Because I don't really want you living near me. Because I don't want your homosexuality, okay? Like I said, man, I'm not going to call the dude gay, but you're definitely in the seems gay category. You know what's really nice on Fridays? Actually, it's not even on Fridays. Like 3 days a week, we get together and we just pray. All the guys. It's wonderful. Like all the guys get together and we pray. We could pray in an office. We could pray really anywhere. I could do Richie. I could do Richie. I could do your voice nonstop. I don't like homos, but I love being with men and praying to Jesus. And I say things like, oh God, oh God. Oh God and baby Jesus. I don't believe in Jesus, but bring me Jesus. This is what you get when you mix sleep deprivation, Tyler Oliveira, and Mike Caldery-Strengen. Ooga! You gotta love it. You gotta love it. What do you think, Yitzy? What do you think, everybody? Chief Queef, love it. He's laughing his ass off. Oh man, I gotta love it. Richie, bro, I love you, bro. I love you, but you are now the new face of the people that we don't like. And thank you. I thank you, Richie, for confirming everything that everybody in Ocean County that you have called an anti-Semite forever. You confirmed all of it. Thank you very much, sir. Jackson, you have an election coming. You might want to wake up. Listen, everybody, I really appreciate you guys. Everybody that was with us. We had probably the biggest show ever. And I got to tell you something, man. I'm going to finish off like this, guys. I always ask everybody to be caltrops in their own minds. And part of being a caltrop, I think one of the things I've learned about speaking up and really not caring about what people think when I do so is that I see the results. I see the results in real time. And I got to be honest, since I started doing this, I didn't know where it was going to lead me. I didn't know if it was going to come to fruition. You had a lot of the doubters. You had a lot of the naysayers. You had a lot of people telling me that none of it's going to matter. You can't win. You can't make a difference. You can't do this. You can't do that. And everybody's full of what you can't do. But I did something. And I took a shot. And I'm here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. I'm here watching you finger the hell out of my like button. I'm here doing it. And I'm tired as fuck sometimes, guys. I get home. I'm a mason contractor, Caldery's Masonry. If you ever need any outdoor living, I do wonderful backyards and patios and driveways. But there's times I don't want to do the show, but I do it because I think it's necessary. I think it's necessary. It's being involved and being awake and feeling comfortable to speak up is super necessary for all of us to be able to live in this country. Because if we can't do the one thing that this country was founded on, which is speak, you're not a caltrop. You're not a defense mechanism for yourself. You're not a defense mechanism for your own mind. And that's what a caltrop is. And I'm your defense mechanism. And I got news for you. Winning is on the horizon. You have to be your own defense mechanism. You have to be someone that gets involved. Speak up, speak out without fear. You have to do it. Because the bottom line is there's people that are quietly taking you over. None of you even knew about Richie Roberts. I didn't. But apparently he's the villain. And it's not me talking. Listen to it. Listen to it yourself. Do so with your eyes closed, without bias, without your religion getting in the way. And what are you going to hear? You're going to hear little people like me, little mason contractors, teachers and women and men and kids and students crying about what they're losing while you have a billionaire bragging about what he took away from them, what he toppled, and what he gave to his own people. Caltrops don't stand for that type of shit, everybody. Caltrops fight back. Caltrops speak up. And I got to tell you, man, I really didn't think it was going to bring me to a video that already has 1 million views on it. But I'm damn grateful that it did. And I'm damn grateful for every single one of you guys that support me. The Facebook page is blowing up. I'm sure the YouTube page, I'm hoping that's going to go. But you can help us. You can help Tyler. This dude has death threats. This dude's gotten attacked. He had his Patreon come down. Did you see Tucker Carlson saying that they may sponsor him? Can you imagine me sitting on the chair with Tucker? Hey, Tucker, you want to know about Lakewood? I'll tell you all about it, baby. Can you imagine that? Little old Calderys? Little 5'8" medium husky Calderys? Sitting on a chair with Tucker Carlson? Can you imagine that with Tyler Oliveira and Chris Pollock next to me? That would be a show. Tucker, me, Chris, Tyler. What do you say? You want to really get into Lakewood? Let's do it. Because what Tyler did is just the tip of the iceberg. Caltrops, let me tell you something. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere, and I'm certainly not suicidal. You see how happy I am. So everybody out there, if I wake up hung or drowned in 6 inches of water, just know Calderys was not suicidal. Thank you guys very much. This Caltrop is out. Later.
So ring the bell. You bring the facts, he's been up every morning till we sleep. You get it deep, like Calderys in your head and in your sheets. And we don't mind, and we don't care. Mike Calderys is the Caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care. Mike Calderys is the Caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care. Mike Calderys.
if you watched it to right now, come up to me and said, I seen you and Tyler Oliveira, and I'll buy you a beer.